Hello everyone. Welcome to Gradeup. Myself Abhishek Shukla. I secured All India rank of 17 in Engineering Services examination in Electronics and Telecom branch. Today I am going to discuss with you my strategies which I followed in Engineering Services 2018, and I wish that you should also follow that strategy in Engineering Services 2019 to make yourself successful and come out with flying colors in that examination. So I have categorized my strategy in do's and don'ts. So I would like to have those strategies with you. Do's: study just the short notes and the bookmark questions only, because as the very less time is remaining, so focus more on your self notes which you have made, the short notes and the micro notes and the formula which you wrote in a very small sheet of paper. So the summary sheet which you prepared of all the subjects, go through that, and the bookmark questions which you attempted and you found were good enough. So in the test series and online test series which you followed, so those questions and the short notes are enough as for this moment of time. Study at the exam timings more, that is 10 to 12 and 2 to 5, because you have to train your mind to put best efforts during this time. Study at the exam timings more, that is 10 to 12 and 2 to 5 p.m. because you have to train your mind to perform rigorously in this time duration, because your exam timings are also the same. Stay focused, trust your hard work and be calm. Don't panic at the last moment about the topics which were not covered by you and the subjects which you left. So it is not the time. It is the time to have confidence in the subjects which you have gone through and give it with full-fledged attempts. Avoid last night study, because last night study will make you panic and will spoil your confidence and will exert a lot of pressure on your mind. Take hygienic food and be cautious of your health. Take hygienic food, because if you eat something that is unhygienic will affect your health, and if the health is affected, then you will not be able to give your exams well. So be cautious about what you eat and follow a strict timetable or routine, because on the day of examination you have to be prepared well before time. So now only, as it is 1 week remaining, get up early on time and train your mind to work or perform maximum number of questions and solve out the maximum number of questions between 10 to 12 and 2 to 5 p.m. as the exam timings are that only. You have to train your body and mind of the sitting habits and doing mental work in that duration only. Don'ts: avoid excessive conversation with your friends, with your near and dear ones, including social media. Stop all the conversations which you follow, and especially the mobile calls. So you have to be focused, because the more number of people you interact with, the more you are distracted. So avoid large conversations and stay focused. Stay focused on your examinations and don't have any plan B, because if plan A is there, that you have to get selection in engineering services, then you have to stick to your plan A only. And this is the very key to success. There should be no second thought in giving the engineering services examination, and there should be no supplement to that. Don't read or try to learn new things at the last moment, because the new things which you learn will put a pressure on your mind and you will be in panic situation, because you haven't been through it very rigorously. So you won't be able to recall that statements or the concepts during your examination duration. So it is better to stay away from that last moment study. Don't study on the day of examination, as I have seen that many people go through notes and the short notes just in front of the gate of the examination venue. So don't study till the last moment of your examination, because it is going to affect your performance over there and you will not be able to recall what you have studied just before the exam also. So it is better to perform or to do much right now rather than, so it is advised not to study at the day of examination. Don't be nervous at the examination time, even if you miss a small silly question, because due to examination pressure it happens that we forget the formula, or even a small trick cannot be solved by us because of the examination pressure. So you have to overcome it and you have to focus that the questions which are coming have to be attempted first, and the questions which were doubtful or the silly questions which you haven't attempted, you should come to them after bubbling the OMR sheet of the questions which you have answered very confidently. How to attempt the examination? Try to do the rough work in the question paper itself. Right beside the question, the space is provided. Do the rough work in that column in a very small handwriting, and don't always go to the rough space provided at the back side, as it will waste your time, and in examination time is very much important. Try to solve some questions with the pencils. Try to solve some question with a pencil. Example, the question of KVL, KCL, current loops can be solved in the paper itself with a pencil if you have any doubt. Once you have solved them with a pen, so there will be no scope of correcting those and overwriting those. So you have to redraw the circuit at the rough space behind and do that. So it will be a lengthy procedure. So the questions of KVL, KCL or the graphical questions can be solved with the pencil in the paper itself. Solve the questions which you are confident first. You have to solve those questions first, attempt first those questions in which you have full confidence, and you can score a very good marks in that only. Don't panic or bubble the answers in the last 5 minutes, as you are not confident of those questions. So to maximize your attempts, you will just tick mark the questions in the last 5 minutes, and believe me, those will fetch you negative marks and spoil your overall grade in the examination. Use a ballpoint pen of 0.5 mm to bubble the OMR sheet, as 0.5 mm ballpoint pen will make the bubbling easier and will save your time. And don't forget to carry your wristwatch, because time management is very much important. Always follow that if a question takes too much time, then leave it and attempt those questions which are familiar with you and whom you are familiar with, and solve those questions, and then come to the questions in which you struck and took the maximum time. Since the paper is in 2 parts, paper 1 and paper 2, so solving paper 1, engineering services aptitude, which is of 2 hours. So the paper will begin at 10 AM. So you have to reach well before time. By 9, you should manage to reach the examination center, and by 9:30, the gates will be opened and the entry will be allowed. So try to reach well before time, because if you are late, then you will be in panic situation and again you are going to spoil your examination. Try to solve 100 questions in 1.30 hours. 1.5 घंटे में सारे questions attempt कर लेना है, because if you are covering all the questions well before time, so you have got the time to review those questions which you found difficult, and you will also get the time very easily. You can manage all the bubbling of the OMR questions. So attempt all the questions within one throw of 90 minutes. Don't compromise with the accuracy just for the sake of improving or increasing the number of attempts, because the attempts which you guessed were surely wrong and it will give you overall negative marks. So don't tick mark those questions in which you are not confident enough, because it will lead you to a sum total of negative only. Attempt 55 plus questions with good enough knowledge, so that it will lead you to a sum total of 85 marks. And 85 marks are very much good marks in paper 1. So I attempted 57 and got 89 marks. So I suggest you to follow that. You have to attempt those questions in which you are confident. Solving paper 2. Since paper 2 is of repetitive pattern and you know the questions or the subjects from where the questions are maximum asked and the scope of those subjects also, to solve those questions which are directly based on the formula first, and then try to come back to the questions which were not familiar with or you were doubtful. Try to complete the attempts of all 150 questions. Try to go through once in 2.15 hours. Have 20 to 25 minutes for bubbling of questions, so that in the last 20 to 25 minutes you can go through those questions in which you were doubtful, so that you can come back to those questions again and you can do the questions in which the calculations were either too lengthy or the formula was not that clear to you. or the questions in which the answers were not matching according to your solution. So go through those questions in the last minutes. Don't go through those questions in the last minutes in which you are guessing. Never ever guess in engineering services examination except when you have a very full confidence of 70-30. And the questions like assertion and reason shouldn't be confused with options A and B. If you are confused in options A and B, there is no distinction between them, so don't attempt them because it will again lead you to the negative marks. Try to score 150 marks in 300 by attempting 105 questions. So have a target of 105 plus questions so that you can achieve 150 marks, and again you can maximize your scores in the prelims. If you have got 85 marks in prelims and 150 marks in paper 2, then it will lead you to a very good marks in prelims, and I am damn sure that if you will give your mains very good with very good effort, then you will surely come out in flying colors till the interview. Thank you for following us on this channel. I have shared my strategy with you, and do subscribe this channel, and if you have any queries, comment in the section below. And thank you for watching, and all the best for your engineering services interview.